South Africa's first National Assembly Speaker in the country's democratic dispensation, Dr Frene Ginwala, will be cremated in a private ceremony today. This in accordance with the wishes of her family. Ginwala died on Thursday at her home at the age of 90, 2 weeks after she suffered a stroke. Ginwala is hailed as a staunch advocate for the rights and empowerment of South African women. She was the ANC's obvious choice and the only candidate for the position of Speaker. Amongst her accolades, the Order of Luthuli in silver for her contribution in the struggle for democracy, which she received in 2005. Faced with the delicate task of presiding over a house of transitional government, the one-time lawyer and journalist played a critical role in the country's advancement during her stint as Speaker. A meeting of ANC senior officials in her honor is expected to take place on Sunday. The party Secretary General Fikile Mbalula has described Ginwala as a stalwart of the party who dedicated her whole life to the struggle to emancipate the people of the country.
The ANC dips its revolutionary banner as it mourns the passing of a great leader and architect of our democratic, non-racial and non-sexist South Africa. The National Executive Committee of the African National Congress extends its heartfelt condolences to the family, loved ones and comrades of Comrade Frene Ginwala. Dr. Frene Ginwala was a member of the African National Congress since the 1950s, serving on its National Executive Committee, heading its research department and later its archives committee. Comrade Frene served the people in many capacities. In the ANC underground in the 1950s, working with the Indian Congresses, and as a student, arranging for escape of Comrade President O.R. Tambo into exile. She followed into exile shortly thereafter and served in many capacities, including as managing editor of Tanzanian main English language daily and Sunday papers, The Standard and the Sunday News in 1969. A commitment to the emancipation as an activist and intellectual was unparalleled, with an iconic article on women in the ANC 1912 to 1943, published in 1990, which dispelled myths about women's role in the struggle. She was a founder and the national convener of the Women's National Coalition, which mobilized women across political lines and sectors to participate in the country's negotiations in the early 1990s. Drafting the second Women's Charter and successfully saw the inclusion of the non-sexism and equality clause of the country's constitution. Between 1990 and 1992, she also served in the ANC Commission on Gender Equality and was part of the National Task Force to relaunch the ANC Women's League. As an ANC Member of Parliament, she became the first Speaker of non-racial Parliament and laid the foundations not only for the legislative arm of government, but for the human rights, constitutional and democratic ethos of our country. Comrade Frene Ginwala passed on at the age of 90 years and will be remembered as a revolutionary activist who throughout her life fought for freedom, justice and equality.